59 is Nail in here, and of course, I'm never alone.
Leah J back in the building.
What up, what up, what up? It's Isherie.
Sometimes it's okay to spank security officers.
That's how we starting?
It's
That's
We're
the
going
respect.
directly into that.
That's energy I'm on. Here we
All
go.
right, I like it. Keep it. Keep it. Welcome, guys. Episode 59. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this Friday evening. We're a little bit later than we normally are, but I appreciate you all for bearing with us. How y'all doing?
I feel like this is typical our time.
Huh?
I'm struggling not to say CP time, but then I said it.
No, I'm good. I am.
I love how I asked everybody doing y'all immediately pick out cups and drink.
That's how we're doing.
It is a
That's
struggle
how we're doing
day
it.
for me.
Y'all
Truly a
immediately
struggle
picked up
day.
y'all cups and started drinking on that's how y'all was doing.
I'm
That
so
kind of
glad.
thing.
So glad it's Friday. Lord.
Today's my Monday.
Today's my Tuesday.
My off days are the worst. the
Trash.
worst.
It hurts.
Please send me some good vibes and things this weekend, you all. This is I think that's why I feel a little topsy turvy. That's a term, topsy turvy?
It's
Yeah, it is. I don't know
I
what
feel
you
it.
mean by it
I
though.
just feel I don't know.
It's Friday.
Weird.
I feel like
Whatever word you want to use is fine.
disoriented.
I just feel all that.
Yeah.
So we got a great show coming up tonight, y'all. We're going to get into a lot of things that happened this week. We're going to talk AB. We're going to talk Odell slapping security officers on their rear. But we're going to talk about those big orange closets Beyonce sending out to people. We have no idea what that's about. She's giving clothes to rich people.
Yeah.
She's giving close to rich people.
To rich people, people that can afford the clothes.
We'll talk about
More
it.
like influence.
Cool. Let's get into the intro. We'll be back in 30 seconds. It's the Side of Black episode 59.
Let us know, Corey.
Man, episode 59. Thank y'all so much for joining us, man. Before we get started, as y'all know, listen, y'all know where to find us. Anywhere that you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Google Play, iTunes. Please go out. Make sure you like, rate, and subscribe to us so whenever a new show comes out, you guys will be the first to know about it. Let's jump. I'm sorry. Okay.
Real quick, just in case you gotta run for some reason because you're not that dedicated to us, but you should be. You can catch all of our replays on YouTube as well. Just go on YouTube and search The Side of Black, and you'll find us. You might have to scroll a little bit, but the more people that find us and subscribe, you'll have to search a little bit less. Okay.
Cool. We're getting to the show. We're getting to the show.
We here.
Oh shit. we here.
We here.
All right, let's get it.
That's the best we got. So of course, I mean, what's happening? What is going on over here?
Oh god. Let's
go ahead.
let's go.
All right. So Antonio Brown's back in the news again for publicly berating his child's mother and the Hollywood Police Department.
Yeah.
Apparently, he has thrown her out of his home for attempting to steal his car and thrown a bag of dicks
Yeah.
at
There
her.
was a
Gummy dicks.
gummy dicks.
He threw a bag of dicks in her.
Were they like
Gummy?
dicks or just like
Gummy?
regular
Gummy dicks.
I don't know if they were him. That would be interesting if they were.
Why does he have a bag of dicks in his house?
I'm sorry, confused. I'm still confused. These are like,
So there's a bag. It's full of dicks.
but
Gummy
like
bear dicks.
gummy bear dicks. Okay.
Well, like I don't think they were
Gummy-
gummy
I mean-
bears. Like they were gummy dicks. Like they were larger than
Regular
normal.
size dicks, maybe.
Well, they were kind of like miniature.
Yeah,
dicks.
Gummy things.
This is not where I want this to go.
I'm sorry.
This is not where I want this going on.
I heard bag of dicks and I thought a bag of dildos.
Oh
Which
no,
I
no,
thought
they're
would
not.
make
They're
more
not.
sense
These
to
were
most
edible.
people.
These were edible dicks.
Edible penis.
Yes, they were multicolored gummy penises
Yeah.
that he
What
threw
kind
at
of
her.
party were they having?
Can we rewind? So a bag of dildos would have made more sense.
I don't know. I've never known anyone to have just a bag of gummy dicks. I mean, I don't know what they do at their home, but they could potentially have some dildos lying around.
I
But just
mean,
At his
edible
house?
Collected into a
penises.
bag.
That means
Because she lived there at some point.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Okay, I got you.
So I didn't immediately go to
But
edible
these
dickies.
no, these dicks were from Munchie.
Okay.
They was munchable dicks.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay, go
Again,
ahead.
this is not where I wanted this to go. But we're here now, and we're drinking, so let's get into it. He threw his child's mother out of his home when she apparently tried to take the keys to his $200,000 vehicle. Am I correct in saying that?
The Bentley.
The Bentley, the $200,000 car. She attempted to take the keys and leave. Was she just playing, or was she gonna steal the car and roll out?
Oh, she was serious as hell now.
She was gonna take the car and roll
Yeah,
out.
so what happened was, she arrived to pick the kids up for school.
Popping that tongue.
Oh my God.
I can pop in my mouth. I don't know why. But she arrived to pick the kids up for school. She arrived via Uber.
Yeah.
To pick. I don't know how she thought she was going to. Okay, but anyway, she got there and then he led her into the house. You know, hey kids, there's your mom. And she saw the keys on the key ring and kind of put them in her purse and left and got in the car. And he went out there right after, and I thought it when I first saw it, I was like, this is not happening. I went to his IG and clicked on his live stories and watched it real time. Ooh. So we talked about this in the chat here. So basically, he was upset that she had I took over your story. I'm sorry.
You good?
Oh, she was upset.
You feel this.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
Because she was wrong for taking the car. So she got in the car in the vehicle and she refused to get out. And he was like, no, you can't go nowhere. This is my car. You're stealing my keys and this and that. So he called 911. 911 arrives and, they're taking that sweet little time talking to her and then talking to him. And he's like, y'all taking y'all time talking to her? Arrest her. This is a black man still in the Bentley. Y'all would have been had me on the ground. And she's in the car just sitting there and, he's recording or whatever, becoming very irate in front of the kids, in front of the children.
Put that in there.
Yeah, the kids was there and present for all the curse words.
So they have multiple children together.
I was
I
unsure
thought it was
about
only
that.
one.
I think there were 2 kids present.
There are 2 kids present.
I don't know how
Both
many are
kids?
shared
Okay.
though.
He kept calling her names, kept calling her fish face, fish body, all kinds of B words.
A basic.
He kept calling her basic and everything. So the police, they finally get her out of the car, they pulled her to the side and talking to her for a long time. He kept referencing 40 minutes. Y'all been here for 40 minutes? And y'all won't do nothing. So it all ended up, he got the keys back to the Bentley and the police officers took her and the kids away. But there was some controversy on social media about, fair or foul.
So before you get into that, I
Okay.
want to point out that the Hollywood Police Department, whom Antonio Brown sponsored the league, has taken all the donations for that league and given them back to him. They don't want anything to do with him.
What was the dollar amount?
So
I
I
never
can
heard the dollar
assure
amount.
you, I'm not sure. I can assure you that the next time they come to that house, he's gonna be arrested. I feel like that's the reason that he wasn't being arrested, because he was making donations.
He wasn't
to-
wrong.
Hmm?
He wasn't wrong for anything.
For talking. Listen, people have gotten shot for less than that.
Should he have
The way
been
he talks-
arrested for? Was it
The way he
illegal?
talks to the
You
police.
can be detained for disorderly
Police.
conduct. So they
On
they
his
have-
property, he never left, and he made a point to not leave off his property.
He did
though.
make a point to not leave his property, but there's no stand your ground law in California. So he didn't. They could have arrested him. Basically, he would have been released pretty quickly under his own recognizance. But yeah, they could.
Listen, if somebody trying to pull up in my yard right now, my baby daddy, whoever, my child's father, and try to take my vehicle, I don't care. I'm probably gonna react the same way. That's
You
my
don't
car.
treat your child's father like shit, though.
I don't.
So it's a different situation.
Well,
There's that.
let's remember, we haven't been around in those moments.
So she may treat him like shit.
Baby,
You just don't
you
know.
remember that car ride? He just wasn't close enough. She had to get there to really show out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Well,
okay, in the moment,
I retract my statement.
in the moment, we don't
Because you
really
may
know.
just treat
But
him
we
like shit.
good now.
So, going back to what you said, fair or foul, I don't even see why this is a discussion.
So what do you say?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had to burp. My apologies to you and to you. I had to burp. Stop acting like that. Stop. You always do that. So there's no discussion whether it's fair or foul. Listen, the police have been called to this man's house with over his big mama at least 2 or 3 times in the past, and each of those times he's been verbally berating her and the police that are there. Why hasn't he gone to jail yet? You pulled the other night already?
He did. Well,
Mine
it was
Because
empty.
the rest of it is in your glass.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
go ahead.
Good move. Appreciate it. my question is, why hasn't he gone to jail? People have been shot for less than that. People have been shot for saying, "Hey, why'd you pull me over?" You get to verbally accost. You get to verbally accost the police, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, well, so Leah's point about it being on his own property
Right.
is a big point, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that they can't arrest him where they're at. However, it does mean that it's going to look terrible
Mhm.
if they do.
If they do.
Because usually when they're being summoned to the scene, there is something illegal happening that he is not a part of. On top of that, it is at his property. They're responding to him as the quote unquote victim in that situation.
Right.
He doesn't act like a victim.
No.
Absolutely not. But he is the quote unquote victim in those situations. And then on top of that, there's the whole sponsorship thing. He practices on their field and all that kind of stuff.
But why was she arrested?
Why
Should
was-
she have been arrested?
She got in the car, crunked it up, and backed it up.
So they've been called to the scene before, and he's been asked.
Crunk it up.
He's been asked.
That's a,
Does he want her to be arrested? Does he want criminal charges pressed against her? He replied no. So if I'm coming to the scene, you and this woman clearly have a relationship, you have a child together. I'm asking you, hey, you want me to arrest her? You say no, okay. So clearly, it's something going on here from a domestic standpoint where I don't really want to get myself involved that we're going to be right back in the same predicament next week. That's my thing. They've been to the house multiple times in regards to her before, and he's told them not to arrest her.
But this time he's saying to it don't matter what
Right.
happened in the past. In this very moment,
Right
she
now.
is in my car. You see her in my car. She should not be in my car that's registered to my name. Why isn't she arrested? She's in she's there. I ain't calling you and say she did it last week. Y'all pull up and the girl's still in the car.
Just me. I mean, if I roll up on a cop, I see this woman here who you told me not to arrest 2 weeks ago. I'm not arresting that woman.
That's why
Because
you're
when I
not
come,
cop.
That's
because
why
when I
you're not
come
cop.
back 2 weeks,
Yeah.
when I come back 2 weeks from today, you say don't arrest her. You didn't waste the time and resources that way. So that's my.
So you say
But the previous 2 times, like let's just say he called, what did he call for? Like
some
hey,
craziness.
but was it come get her?
was it that?
Yeah, he evicted her. He wanted her out of the house, and she
But it
wouldn't
wasn't
leave.
okay. So okay,
She wouldn't leave, but they would say you got to go through proper channels and properly evict her because she has been a tenant of this house. Just because y'all broke up, can't just put her out.
so that's why they didn't take her the first time.
Yes, that's why they didn't take her the
Okay.
first time. The second time. The first time, I don't know what that was for.
Okay.
I don't know what that's for, but that's what the second time was. Okay, so you say Antonio Brown was foul. I say he was fair.
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
I don't care either way. I'm
I
just.
don't know that any of us
I know
care.
you. I know you hate when I say that. I feel like I just feel like I don't really care about Antonio Brown at this point enough to care.
His agent dropped him
Conditional.
Good.
conditionally. He said he
Good.
needs him to seek mental health counseling before he can proceed with him. I don't know.
That's what he was doing.
I was about to say, what is he need an agent for at this point anyway?
Well, he does still want to get back in the league. Like, he's made overtures about getting back on teams, and then he immediately self-destructs those efforts.
I was about
But-
to say that,
So
yeah.
there is somewhere buried in there an intention to still play professional football.
Okay, so fair or foul?
For me,
Antonio Brown. Mhm.
so I look at it in 2 different lenses, right? From a legal standpoint, I would say it's fair on his part to call the cops. It's also fair of him to have an expectation that the cops will do something on his behalf, him being the victim in that situation. I also think, separated from that, separated from the law, his behavior is completely foul. Like, you're in front of your kids. You're talking about their mother.
Yeah,
in
that
front
was
of
that
your
was foul.
kids.
Yeah,
That is disgusting.
it was.
I don't too much care about how he's addressing the officers in that situation because
The kids.
we're 40 minutes deep
Mm-hmm.
and you're not doing what you were summoned here to do. Whatever, right? But the kids and the mom, that piece of the interaction, and then the dicks, all of that is just,
You kept throwing them too.
come on.
I agree with Don on that one.
You do?
I do.
Well, yeah, as far as the kids are concerned, and what puzzled me about I'm not puzzled, but it kind of struck me with the kids, they weren't even reacting to it.
Because
If I
they're
was,
used to it.
yeah,
They're used to
right.
it.
If I would have cussed in front of my son, he would probably break down because that's not how I act in front of him. They was just like playing on the street and just, you know, I was like,
Listen, all I gotta do is yell in surprise because my kid did something, she break down crying.
break down crying,
So,
yeah. So yeah, those kids are used to it, which was sad to see them not react to that. She didn't flinch either. She was just like, she wasn't afraid of him.
They used to it.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
All right.
Week in and week out. That's what they do.
Can you imagine having the energy for that? Like, every week we gotta go through this.
I don't have it.
It just,
Nah.
come on, man. We got better things to do.
We do.
Is he done? Is he done? Is he getting back in the league?
Is he getting back in the league? There have been some different sort of like musings about him playing for a couple of different teams, like the Bears.
Everybody always throw us out there when niggas don't know how to act. It's
Also
like,
the
well,
Bills,
the Bears might.
You know what? The Bears and the Cowboys do like those offenders.
We need somebody who's gonna have some fire. we need some passionate players. Okay, that's what we need.
Whole bag of it.
Yep,
Maybe
a
that
whole
fire is
bag of fire.
Whole bag of dick shaped fire?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Arrest anyone would have added to the coonery that was occurring in front of the kids. That's what Harold said.
I don't know that was their angle though.
What's good, Harold? What's next?
OBJ.
No.
Is it in the- Oh,
The WNBA.
Oh, seems like a more EA thing, but let's go into it.
We can do that.
I ain't got it. I thought you got this one.
Oh, I mean, I got bits and pieces of it. But anyway, the WNBA has increased the player salaries by 53%. So they were on average making about $117,000 a year. They increased it to about $250,000 per year. They added in some additional maternity benefits, and they also get the part of the stock option bonus, something with the revenue,
Like
something.
profit sharing?
Yeah, something like that. They get some extra perks in there. Now, I was happy and rejoicing for them. I know you was like, that ain't shit. But I was like, if my employer gave me a 53% raise, I know it pales in comparison to what, the NBA is making, but let me tell you something. I'm bougie after that. I would, sure enough, I think it's great strides for equal pay.
I think it's great. I think they're making good strides. They're going in the right direction. But the minimum rookie salary for NBA players is $800,000. The minimum vet salary is $1.3 million.
Are you watching the WNBA?
I watch games from time to time.
From time to time.
Yeah, I do.
Do you
Just-
watch the
I can name one player.
Okay.
Do I watch NBA games from time to
I
time?
could probably name
I'll
one
probably
team.
watch them about the same amount.
Koi, you watch WNBA games?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You ain't gotta be ashamed about it.
So where you going with it?
I'm just asking because the NBA, I feel like more people are invested into, and I know that WNBA has their fan base, right? But I feel like more people are invested in the NBA. Not to say that it's fair for women to not get paid the same amount of money just because people aren't watching it, right? But the money's gotta come
From somewhere. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I hate, and I don't really understand how you have a league of women who didn't have maternity benefits, like paid parental, like what could you get pregnant?
Well,
and keep your job?
they're now paying them 100% of their salary while they're out on maternity leave.
Okay.
I don't know what percentage they were
There we
making.
go.
They were getting paid before, but they're now getting paid 100%.
No,
They're now getting paid 100%.
no, I did not mean to laugh.
So,
at that.
if
It's probably like 60% or something like that.
right, even if it was 66% before, 100, you're making $117,000 a year plus your endorsements, and now you're out, trying to care for your child. That's a big pay decrease.
Yeah.
You gotta pay your agent still. You still gotta pay all your little peoples or whatever. So this is a big step for them. It's not, compared to NBA salary, but I can see this going in the right direction over the next 10 years or so, where they're finally equally compensated. But you make a good point though. I don't watch WNBA, and I will flip to an NBA game every once in a blue moon. The playoffs are going on. Maybe I should,
You should.
I should definitely tune in more.
I don't,
Why not?
because I don't really care for women's sports unless it's like track or volleyball or I've never been a fan of women's basketball. I've just never been.
Okay. Even on collegiate level?
No.
Okay.
Not even in high school.
Okay.
Just never been a fan of it. I don't know why.
I do enjoy women's basketball on a collegiate level. It's really good on a
It is,
collegiate
yeah.
level.
Well, I'm not
It's better than on a pro level. I would say
Yeah,
that.
no, I agree with that, but I'm not a huge college sports fan, so that's why I couldn't really, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
wish you.
yeah, we could. But even when I was in college, like in college, the women play first and the men play. Like I'm showing up like at the end of the women's game. That's always been what we did. It's unfair, but it's real life for me.
And then you showed up.
I did.
I didn't.
No.
National championship team. I wouldn't.
I'm not going.
Well, salute to them.
Tickets free.
That's great. Hopefully it continues to move and trend in that direction. Let's talk on OBJ.
Okay, so Odell was doing a lot. So for those who don't know, Odell Beckham, current superstar wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns, not so much superstar right now, but you know, whatever. Formerly of the LSU Tigers, showed up to, let's back up. So LSU played in the national championship game on Monday. They won. Odell was on hand for the game and the celebration afterward, and he went ham. He went absolutely nuts. So he did a couple of different things. First was he was going around to different interviews and shutting off the recorders for the interviewers. So I guess he was just having fun with that. Then he started handing out quote unquote fake cash to students. Turned out to be super real. After that,
I like how they spun that though. I was
Right.
like, fake, okay.
Right. Joe Burrow snitching ass. Anyway, and so finally, in the locker room following the game, the players were gathered celebrating. Some were smoking cigars, doing whatever, not like drugs or whatever, but they were celebrating. Security showed up. One particular security guard got super overzealous and said that he couldn't smoke there, which I mean it is against policy, but you know, they just won a national championship, douche. So the security guard was attempting to confiscate cigars, illegally search players, all that sort of stuff. In the act of attempting to search a player, Odell comes up and winds up.
He Billy Rock.
Billy rocks into that, but he smacks the ass.
He smacked it.
Yeah, on the security guard. So you know the guard kind of pulls up. He turns around and Odell squares up on him.
Yeah.
A little bit. And that's where sort of the recording ends, from my understanding. Later, the security guard decides to press charges for, what was it, simple assault or something? Yeah, simple assault.
Mm-hmm.
Which, mind you, what Odell did was not a crime. It doesn't rise to the level of simple assault or assault and battery. But anyway, so he's got a
You
warrant.
said it wasn't a crime?
No, it's not. Security guard. It's not an officer of the law. So,
But
He's a cop.
I thought it was a security guard.
No, he's a cop. He's an actual
I
cop.
don't care what
He
you
works-
do.
You don't smack my ass.
Well,
He works security detail at the game.
I'm
He works-
hearing a lot now that it was a security guard. So I don't know
I hear both,
which
yeah.
Oh
source
no,
is
that
true that.
yeah, that he was a
Yeah.
cop. Yeah, he was
But
a cop.
well, you're also hearing from different sources, right?
No, in the video you can see that he has a badge and a gun. He's
I don't
an
know
actual
what,
cop.
I don't know what's bad.
I don't care who you is. If you slap my ass and I don't want you to touch me,
Yeah.
you might have a problem.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that it didn't rise to the level of a crime. I also don't know that.
Uh-huh.
Either way, he's got an arrest warrant out there
Yes, he
for
does.
smacking an ass.
Smacking that ass.
Bro, what is you doing? What?
When he did it, I was like, when I watched the video before all the hoopla, I was like, why is this cop bothering this player with the cigar? Like, they just won a national championship, and then I saw him come across with then he squared up on him. I was like, what?
So let me correct that. He's not squaring up. He's doing a dance. The dance to get the gat. That's an actual dance that you do.
What?
He's not squaring up.
What's
to
the
fight.
dance called?
The song is called "Get the Gat," and there's a dance that they do to it. He's doing the dance.
Sounds
Get the gat?
When
Like
the
the
cop
gun?
turns
Sounds-
around,
sounds-
when the cop turns around, he's doing the dance. So he's not squaring up to fight
How
the
the dance
guy.
go? Show me.
I don't know how to do it. I quit.
Show me how to do dance.
I'm not saying he's going to show you how to dance. Nobody knows how to do
I
dance.
never heard it. Heard of it. It's a song. What's the song?
It's a song called "Get the Gat." You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It's not in our demographic. It's not for us. So
So it looks like he's
I'm gonna
squaring
go
up.
right now, Dana, please.
Sorry. Just wanted to hear it. Get the gas.
Anyway, go to you.
You gonna play it like right now? Like right at this moment?
I mean, I think it's much to do about nothing. I think that the cop who was, trying to search the guy was probably just stop. Just cut it out, man. These guys just won a championship. They smoking cigars. That's fine. Everybody's smoking cigars. Joe Burrow's over there smoking cigars. You're not bothering him.
And then to kind of add to the story, so another security officer comes in afterwards and says, "No, y'all are fine." You
So
can
they're getting
smoke."
conflicting stories now.
Right. Yeah. So
So we know how you feel about the cop. How do you feel about OBJ and what he did?
I feel like I feel the same about OBJ I've had. He's got a lot of maturing to do. Was the timing correct? No. The timing was horrible in everything that he did, but they're overblowing it. It's not what they're making it out to be. I just feel like they're causing a whole bunch of hoopla about nothing.
Think he's gonna get off?
I feel like he'll go turn himself in. It'll get reduced because he's Odell Beckham Jr.
And yeah.
They'll
that
do
yeah.
community service that will be like Big League and
Yeah.
you know, then like Walter Payton or something.
I feel like that's the. So he was being reckless. He was being stupid. He was doing dumb shit that young, immature celebrities and athletes do, and they feel like they can't be touched sometimes. And I feel like in that moment, on that day, yes, they just won the national championship, so that's a means to celebrate. But now you've made this about you. This situation is now turned into an OBJ is reckless ass situation, and there's a warrant out for your arrest. This moment was not about you. You're alumni. That's dope. Go sit up there with the rest of the alumni and celebrate with them, right? Who, of course, they want to see him back there because he went there. He's, alumni.
Right.
He's a superstar. Yeah, we want to see you back there. But for you to pass out money on the field when you know that that's not something that you're supposed to do, like these are still student athletes, right? Not supposed to do that. They're smoking cigars in the locker room. Okay. Did he have a cigar in his mouth? No. So he wasn't talking to you? No. Okay, so it's not your situation to handle. Like, what? Chill. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? And I get that, they're getting conflicting stories. Like one cop says that it's okay and another one says that that it's not okay. But in that moment, it didn't have nothing to really do with you.
So I think that he was trying to take some of the pressure off of the players
Good
that
job.
were sitting there.
Good job. Good
I
job. That's exactly what he did.
I feel like he saw the cop messing with them and he wanted to take the pressure off of them, and he did something stupid. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like what he did isn't as bad as everybody makes it seem. That's just my opinion.
I feel like it was inappropriate and again poor timing. And if had that been somebody else, random, that wasn't OBJ, it'd be a different story.
Not a white guy. Just a
No,
black
I mean,
guy.
I just feel like in these situations, you feel like black people can't do any wrong.
That's not true. That's not true. That is a horrible statement.
That's what I feel.
That is a horrible.
That's what
that
I
is not the
feel.
case. That is
And in
not
this
the
particular
case.
situation,
I feel like we're
that's what I
treated
felt.
differently. I feel like we're treated
And we
differently.
are treated differently.
So
and I can agree
that's
with
different
that.
from them feeling like we
But-
feel like they can't do any
But
wrong.
I feel like in this moment, OBJ was wrong. Black or white, he was wrong.
Okay.
That's what I personally feel. And you can't say if he was white, because he's not white. He wasn't a white person doing that. The cop
That doesn't
wasn't
mean
black.
we can't make any comparisons.
We
That's not
can't.
what that
That's
means.
not what it.
That's
But
what the conversation
give
is
me
about.
another situation where this happened to a white
I
person.
can't.
Exactly,
I can't.
and that's the point. So we have to take
I
it for
posted
what
one
it
in the
is.
chat.
What was it?
The white lady, the anchor, she was
Oh
doing
no,
the.
you're talking about she got her
Well,
butt slapped. Nah,
she's
she
the
slapped
victim.
somebody.
Right,
You're talking
and
about
she was the victim.
the
Yeah,
person
she was
who
the
was,
victim.
But you're right,
So-
you did post another one.
You did, and I appreciate you. for that.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so in this particular situation, like I feel like what he did was inappropriate and it was wrong. It was stupid. It wasn't your moment. Like relax.
Would you have felt differently if the police officer were a woman? How would you feel?
Absolutely. I mean, no, absolutely. You can't. I feel like if anybody's standing there, you slap any woman on their rear end, that's the issue. That's a problem.
So why is it not the same issue for a man?
Simply because one is a man and it's different. Double standards exist. They do. If you want to crucify me for having them, that's cool.
No.
Double standards exist. If you slap a woman on her butt, reporter, cop, whatever, then you're dumb and you deserve whatever's coming to you at that point because of the climate that we live in.
Right.
But surveying the situation, if you see a cop, and you know what? If the cop was black, I wouldn't have had a problem either. If you see a cop messing with these college players who just won a championship, he's messing with them, right? Because one cop said it was okay, and that cop that said it was okay said it before the cop that said it wasn't.
I heard that.
So they're going off of somebody saying that it's okay for them to do it, and he's over there saying, no, you can't do that. What's behind you? Let me look behind you. Mm-mm. That's not okay. I said I wasn't doing it. I'm not doing it. Keep moving. Press on.
So what if this police officer felt sexually harassed?
He didn't.
Yeah,
He
but you can't. You
He
can't say.
didn't. I
But
feel
you
like
can't.
we're creating a whole bunch of variables that aren't the
Listen,
case.
I agree. Maybe he didn't feel sexually harassed. But what if he did? Since that's what we doing. Like you're making it seem like men can't feel sexually harassed
That's
at
not
some
what I'm
point.
saying.
I know that's not what
I'm
you're saying, but that's what I'm asking you. So if he felt it,
Then he
why
should-
can't he say something about it?
Cool. He should have reported it. If he felt sexually harassed, he should have reported
That's okay.
it. Let's go.
Ain't no let's go, I'm not done.
Let's
So
go.
if he reported it, let's say to the police,
Like,
which is what he did.
Here we are.
Okay,
What's next?
now let's move.
I don't know what just happened.
I mean,
We dissected it. We dissected it.
yeah,
But we did.
we didn't, but I mean, I feel like he proved my point. So you can go ahead.
I could go with that. Okay.